Welcome to our analysis. Today, we are looking at a man grappling with a deep personal transition and the heavy burden of time, the Irish poet William Butler Yeats. Yeats uses this careful observation of nature to document the personal tragedy of aging and the acute loss of youth. The physical setting for this text is Coole Park in Ireland, an estate Yeats visited repeatedly over many decades. By placing himself in this specific environment, Yeats establishes a central tension, the linear trajectory of human aging, confronting the cyclical permanence of nature. He uses meticulously counted physical details, the season, the water, the exact number of birds, as an external architecture to map his own internal psychological struggle with mortality. Looking at the text of the first stanza, we immediately see this carefully constructed environment. Notice the specific seasonal setting. The trees are in their autumn beauty, and the sky is under an October twilight. An October twilight establishes an absolute finality. It is the end of the day at the end of the year. This physical decay mirrors the twilight of the poet's own life. Below that sky, the water mirrors the clouds. It is completely still, representing nature's enduring, indifferent calmness. Then, floating upon this bringing water, the text reveals a precise count, exactly 9 and 50 swans. 59 is not a casual estimate. It reveals obsessive, careful observation by a man desperately trying to hold on to a fleeting moment, counting each individual bird one by one. This perfect, still autumnal setting is deliberately constructed. It exists to contrast sharply with the internal emotional storm the poet is about to reveal in the next stanza. In stanza 2, the text gives us a specific anchor point in time. Yeats notes that the 19th autumn has come upon me since he first made his count. The psychological weight of those 19 years is profound. They measure the toll life has taken since his first youthful visit to this exact spot. Then the stillness breaks. Before he can even finish his careful counting, he watches them all suddenly mount and scatter, wheeling in great broken rings. He notes their clamorous wings. This violent, noisy energy shatters the mirror-like stillness. This sudden, uncontainable movement amplifies the poet's realization of his own powerlessness. He cannot control the birds, just as he cannot control the passage of time. The sudden flight of the swans leaves the poet's count unfinished, making his isolation and physical decline feel even more stark against their collective, effortless power. This split-screen view of stanza 3 exposes the direct conflict at the center of the poem, the physical beauty of the subjects versus the poet's internal pain. The visual perfection of these brilliant creatures acts as a painful catalyst. Observing them does not bring the poet peace. It makes his heart sore. He transitions to a memory of his first visit to this exact shore, hearing the bell beat of their wings 19 years prior. Back then, he writes, he walked with a lighter tread. This physical lightness represents the emotional buoyancy and youthfulness he possessed during that first visit. Today, that lightness is gone. He is heavily weighed down by the physical reality of aging, heartbreak, and the accumulated obstacles of 19 difficult years. The unchanging beauty of the swans serves primarily as a painful, inescapable measuring stick. It highlights the exact extent of the poet's own physical and emotional deterioration. Stanza 4 introduces the poem's central paradox. Look at the text. They are unwearied still, and their hearts have not grown old. Here is the difference. Humans age in a straight terminal line. The swans belong to a cyclical, regenerative nature. Despite the passage of 19 years, the swans remain vital. Individual birds may die, but the flock remains constant, untethered to human calendars. They paddle in the cold streams, lever by lever. This phrase establishes the natural companionship and unity the swans enjoy in their environment. This enduring companionship stands in harsh contrast to Yeats's own profound sense of isolation. He is aging, and he is doing it alone. The text focuses on their specific drives. They still pursue passion or conquest, wandering wherever they please. The aging poet feels he has lost these youthful, energetic drives. The swans retain them effortlessly. Ultimately, the swans represent an eternal, cyclical life force that is entirely immune to time. By remaining perfect, they make the human condition of decay feel even more tragic. In the final stanza, the narrative returns to the present moment. The swans are currently drifting on the still water, mysterious, beautiful. But while the swans are currently physically right in front of him, the poet's mind is entirely consumed by their future absence. He imagines a haunting scenario, wondering where they will build their nests to delight other men's eyes, when I awake someday to find they have flown away. This inevitable flight signals the eventual departure of beauty and companionship from the poet's life, leaving him to face the silence of his own old age. The poem deliberately offers no resolution. It ends on a question, leaving us to wonder where joy goes when it eventually leaves us behind. Yeats concludes with the realization that these vibrant moments are transient, destined to move on and delight others, while he remains tethered to his own decline. For your exam preparation, let's distill this analysis into 3 core themes. First, the poem relies on a strict contrast. The inevitable physical decay of the human body is set against the eternal, unwearied cycles of the natural world. Second, the burden of memory. The recollection of his visit 19 years prior transforms a present observation of beauty into a painful reminder of lost youth. Finally, the swans themselves operate as symbols of eternal youth, enduring passion and companionship, directly contrasting the poet's own isolation. Yeats masterfully maps the devastating internal landscape of human aging onto a simple observation of nature. If you found this breakdown useful for your studies, please like and subscribe for more deep dives into English literature.